The logo change with Cracker Barrel has hit insane levels on social media. Everyone is talking about this, and I'm glad that people are talking about this because this is not a new issue. This has been going on for decades, erasing this iconic nostalgia from everything. We've seen it. We've seen it with McDonald's. Look at what McDonald's used to be versus what McDonald's is now. You used to go to McDonald's and it felt like an amazing place to be. Whimsical colors, awesome art, game cubes set up there for you to play, playgrounds, and now it looks like a bank and it's depressing and no one cares to go there from a childlike perspective. It's really depressing. We've seen it with Pizza Hut and so many other places. Now with Cracker Barrel, this situation has really hit with a lot of Americans right here, and a lot of people are very pissed off about it, and I hope that it continues to show this problem that we have been dealing with for way too long. I mean, it's the reason that Lucasfilm doesn't want George Lucas involved with Star Wars. It's the reason that Marvel doesn't want Stan Lee's fingerprints all over it anymore. It's the reason that Walt Disney can't be affiliated with Disney anymore. Even though these things are impossible for anyone that's paid attention to this, this is why we have been seeing all of this. So this all started because Cracker Barrel hired a woman as CEO, and that woman is focused on, you guessed it, DEI initiatives. And now with the logo change, because people need something to show them exactly what's going on. And no one really realized the problem with Cracker Barrel until the logo design happened. And now you're even seeing places like the official Democrats' Twitter account is tweeting out that they hate it. This really has hit another level with Americans, and rightfully so. And the backlash has started. But of course, just like Lucasfilm, just like these video game companies, whenever criticism happens, you know what they do? They blame it on the fans. Cracker Barrel downplays logo backlash as vocal minority. Well, let's see how it's actually working out for them after this went mega viral.
Cracker Barrel has fallen. The once cozy pit stop of rocking chairs and knickknacks and vintage Americana is trading in its charm for corporate blandness. After 48 years, the company torching its iconic logo, dumping the old man next to the barrel for a generic text-only font straight out of a tech startup. The company's stock plunging sharply. Can you plunge sharply? That's redundant. Don't care. After the announcement, losing almost $100 million in value in just one day. I called up a family member this morning and said, who wants this? Your family lives in Florida. You can hit it. I called up a family member this morning and said, have you been following the Cracker Barrel story? And the person said, no. What did they do? I said, well, they're doing a rebrand, and they removed the old man and the actual Cracker Barrel from the logo. Yeah. My family member said, well, why in the hell did they do that? And I said, because apparently at a cost of $700 million, 3 marketing firms told him to.
Yeah, it's like taking the...
I'll tell you exactly why they did it. This is exactly why they did it right here.
If I was, sort of getting in the heads of Cracker Barrel executives, I don't believe this was just about a logo change and a fresh new look. I think this was about rejecting what they see as sort of a redneck old image that they had, right? And it's a slap in the face to their customers. If I was...
That is 100% what this is about. That was my initial tweet when this all happened. And I was like, this is about eliminating the straight white male with family values and a work ethic from their likeness. That's what this was about. Make no mistake about it. That is exactly what it was about. I mean, look at the person that is behind this decision.
Overwhelmingly positive. Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
Well, Julie Messino, it's wonderful to have you here.
Pleasure to
and
be
thank
here.
You
thank you
for
again.
answering those questions for all the Cracker Barrel fans out there. There's a lot of great changes.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Robin?
Can I get in writing that the peg game is going to stay?
The peg game is staying.
Okay.
So are the rocking chairs,
And the
fireplace, vintage decor. It's all there.
All right. Okay.
As Gary said, this is the Kathleen Kennedy of restaurants. Here's the chief marketing officer. Oh, wow. Another woman. Let's hear what she has to say.
It's all about evolution with intentionality. We've been very transparent about our goal of making our stores feel brighter and even more welcoming than they already are.
Why do you have to do that? Have you been, the people watching this, have you been to a Cracker Barrel? I love Cracker Barrel. It's an amazing establishment. And it's amazing because, well, first of all, the food's really good, but it just has such a personality. You love it. You have the rocking chairs out front. You have the amazing gift shop that's very iconic. And then inside, it just has that good country feel to it. Yet now they're making it look more modern. That is always a red flag. Nobody wants modern. Nobody wants this update. No one is asking for it. But these people that sit in the corporate offices that don't have any experience at the ground level have decided they know what's best for the people.
Maintaining that country hospitality and charm that we're known for. We're just looking at ways to freshen up the experience so that we can open our door a bit wider for more guests. And when we think about what we're
It's always like, we need more people. No, fuck those people. Like, you are a national chain. And it's just like this. Like, I have this channel, and this channel's done very well. I've had people come up to me, and they've been like, Jeremy, if you really want to take Geeks and Gamers to another level, you've got to stop using a foul language. And my response is, fuck that. This is what got me here. Getting to this point means I'm going to continue to be who I am. And I will live and die by that. Because that's what's gotten me to here. Why would I abandon everything that got me to this place? Because I want to go further. It's like, I have a great life and the company is doing wonderful. Everyone that's here. Now, obviously, yes, I do want to scale this. I want this to go to the next level. But I'm not going to abandon what got me to this place. I'm going to continue to do what I do. I'm not going to apologize for anything. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm not going to apologize for being a Trump supporter. I'm not going to get upset when you call me racist or sexist or whatever. Just the other day, I had a few people calling me a Nintendo shill. So my response has just been to wear my Nintendo shirt and call me a fucking shill. I don't care. I'll just continue to support them more. I don't care what people say about me. I never have. I never will. It doesn't matter. Why abandon what got you here?
We're trying to do. It really is, again, about listening to what the guests ask for, and what the guests, and examples of what the guests ask for are things like spaces that feel brighter, that feel less cluttered, more booth seating, more.
This sounds like corporate bullshit in a meeting, inventing things that you think people want, but in reality, they didn't ask for.
More seating options, so our guests are more comfortable while they're dining with us.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive.
We don't need to hear this idiot again. But let's go back to their stock plunging.
The mascot away from a sports team. Why in the world would you do it? It's the identity, it's the brand. But what amazes me is these chief marketing officers must have gone to the same school that these politicians that are pushing socialist policies went to, because we know the result. We've seen it with Bud Light, with Target, time and time again, Disney even. You go woke, you go broke. It's not just a mantra that sounds catchy. It's actual fact if you look at the data in the market. Investors don't want any part of this, right? Actually do what you do. You can have a brand that is all about old Americana and actually have reliable customers. The market doesn't care if you have a tech startup logo. That's not what. Mike, do you ever look at a logo before you make an investment?
Well, I just got to say, what I do look at and what I think about, and like sometimes it doesn't stop me, but if the people running the company hate you, they hate everything you're about, and they hate everything you like about this country, do you really want to do business there?
And that is That is Lucasfilm. That is Marvel. That's Hollywood. It's these video game companies. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Like, unfortunately for me, that was not enough to deter me from drinking Bud Light. But it will deter me from going to Cracker Barrel, and as I'm sure it a lot will. And there were a lot of people, like Bud Light was #1 selling beer in the world. They'll never recover that market share, ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And so why does Cracker Barrel want to do that to themselves, right? Like, who are you going to pick up? All of a sudden, these hip young millennials are going to stop shopping at Sweet Green, and we're going to go to Cracker Barrel? Like, who are you? Like, why?
Well, the who are you question is interesting, because is there a trend? Is there a generation of business marketing people kind of who all went to the same schools around the same time, and they all kind of have the same philosophy? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a little bit leftist. It's maybe a little bit woke, and they're all getting into these positions and systematically taking brands with identities and trying to make them into the thing, I guess, that prevailed at their institution and in their background. And Cracker Barrel's the latest victim, but Bud Light was in there, and there've been plenty of
But yeah, you can bring up Bud Light and all that. But look, man, this has been going on for way too long. And McDonald's is probably the worst example, but it's flown under the radar. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because they didn't actually change their logo, but they have taken all of the personality out of McDonald's. I hate going to McDonald's now. Go into a McDonald's. Seriously. And maybe some of you aren't as old as I am, but like growing up, I mean, you go into a McDonald's and it was an experience. It was amazing. It was a place that made you happy as a kid. You were excited. And now you go in there and it is depressing, incredibly depressing. And your imagination was running wild back in the day at McDonald's. And now you're going in there and you're just like, am I at the DMV? Am I at a bank? No, you're at McDonald's. Yet the employees suck. Like, it's awful. And we've seen it with Burger King. We've seen it with Pizza Hut. We've seen it with Taco Bell. Maybe not as egregious Taco Bell and Burger King like McDonald's or Pizza Hut, but we've been seeing this for a long time. This didn't just start. So I'm glad that this conversation is hitting mainstream airwaves, and people that generally never paid attention to a lot of this stuff are at least paying attention to it. And now with Trump in office, it's a good time for this to be hitting this level. So we'll see what happens.
Other examples. I think corporate America's got a problem. Their talent bench, the talent bench right now, that generation that's supposed to be ready to do this, is filled with people who love Cracker Barreling marketing plans.
But it goes back to your running complaint about academic institutions. That's where the problem really is. Now it's just infiltrated corporate America. I wish we had the data. There's probably data out there showing that the graduation classes of these chief marketing officers are probably within 4 to 8 years of each other. But it's an interesting data point.
Target, like the pride of Minnesota. Like, this Target's unbelievable store to go into. Like, why do they keep getting crushed? Because they hate the people that shop there. Right? Or at least the marketing people do. And the people in the boardrooms don't have the intestinal fortitude to say, shut up, you stupid millennial. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to let you ruin my company.
Well, it's funny, Target. I was in Minnesota. That's a world I sort of know a little bit. And I can tell you, the folks I went to business school with are the ones who ended up in marketing roles there. And you could see this train coming, like you give these guys a chance to reimagine Target or reimagine Cracker Barrel, and they were going to do it, and they've done it, and the market hates it.
But maybe that's the bigger question. Do you need to reimagine everything? A
No.
good business is a good.
If
Tim
it ain't
Cook,
broke,
and I know,
don't fix it.
Tim Cook took over for the most iconic leader ever in Steve Jobs, and what did he change? Nothing. He kept it the same. That's
the thing too. I'm not an iPhone fan. I'm not an Apple fan. But a lot of people are. Apple is #1, and they have not, from my perspective, I say this as someone that's not an Apple user, so I'm on the outside looking in, but it doesn't seem like they've changed a whole lot. It seems like the OS has remained the same. It seems like generally it's kind of the meme every time an iPhone comes out. It's the same. It's just got small upgrades to it, but it's what works. There's nothing to change. I mean, look at me. I'm talking about, I talked about Nintendo earlier, like the Nintendo Switch, massive success. The Nintendo Switch 2 comes out, and what did they change? Like, it's a little more powerful. It's got a bigger screen. It's generally the same thing. And I'm not saying Nintendo, they have a ton of things that you can criticize them for. They have terrible business practices. I wouldn't play a third-party game on any of their equipment at all if I have the option to play it somewhere else. But their first-party games are amazing. They absolutely stick the landing on their first-party games, and that is why I'm a fan of them. It has nothing to do with anything else. Their emulation problems, all of that. But they looked at the success of the Switch 1, and they made the Switch 2 very similar. And people on the outside complain, but the people that loved it, they're loving it. That's the same thing with Apple. Again, I'm not a fan of Apple, but I respect the fact that it seems like that they're staying true to the vision that Steve Jobs created. So look, we're going to see how much momentum this Cracker Barrel story continues to pick up. I'm glad that people are talking about it on this level because they need to be talking about this because it is much bigger than Cracker Barrel. It's a much bigger problem than just Cracker Barrel. But if Cracker Barrel is the thing that wakes people up to what we have been seeing for decades, then so be it. I'm happy that it's gone in this direction, and we will continue to see how it plays out. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I appreciate it. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.